Welcome back to OSP. We're sitting down with Damon Harrison, who's projected to go in the NFL draft. And certainly if he doesn't go there, he's going to be picked up in free agency. Damon, you moved on out of Penn. What have you been doing to prepare for the NFL draft?
I've been training in Boca Raton, Florida. That's pretty much in North Miami. Been training for the last month and a half, just getting ready for the NFL, going through drills, training 6 days a week real hard.
So what's that training like? What are you really, what's kind of like the regiment you're having to do?
Pretty much on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, we're going full go weightlifting, running, agility drills, and on Wednesday is our yoga day. And Saturday, they call it the extreme workout day, where we go on the hill. It's like the hill's maybe 100 yards upwards and on an incline, and we run that like 6 times. So Saturdays are, pretty hectic to where, your Saturday night is shot after you run the hill. So, and Sundays is the day off.
Do you feel like it's much different going from what you've been doing here, moving to the pros? Do you feel like it's going to move a little bit faster and you got to move up your game, or how do you feel with that?
I mean, yeah, a whole lot. The guys are a whole lot bigger, faster, stronger, and pretty much everything is all mental. The physical part of it is done, and it's a whole lot of test taking, sitting around waiting, people poking at your mind, trying to see what you're thinking, and it is the speed of the game and just life in general has changed drastically.
And when you're saying change, you're not just talking just directly out there on the field, but when you were talking about a little bit about preparing for interviews and doing some of the other things that people don't really think football players maybe have to do or don't know about. They just think that they suit up, go out there on the field, but there's more to that.
Yeah,
right?
a whole lot more to it. Like I said, the interview prep, the therapy, because we see psychologists too at least once a week, and like I said, you poke at our mind trying to see what we think and what makes us tick.
So when we look at the mental preparation and they're going through, what are some of the things that they look at? Because you said you're doing yoga. They get in there and find out, say, you know what, we got to get this man relaxed a little bit, get him out in yoga, stretched out. How does that work out?
I mean, the yoga, it's a whole lot harder than what I thought it was going to be. I just thought we were going to go out there, stretch, and that'll be it. But you actually break a real good sweat doing the yoga. It tests your body just to see how far you can, go mentally without. And it teaches us how to relax while in pain. So it's a whole lot of deep breathing, and moving some ways you never thought your body could move.
What has been going on? In your own personal life since word has gotten out about you possibly going into the NFL, and you're training right now. You have an agent. What's life like for Damon Harrison right now?
It's pretty crazy. A whole lot of phone calls, emails, text messages from everybody. Everybody wants to see you. They want to talk to you. And I love it. I enjoy the attention. I'm not the type of guy who will tell anybody no for anything.
So as we go through the physical and the mental preparation that you're going through, are you getting a feeling of where they think you might fall in the draft at all? 7, free agency, where do they think you might fall?
They got me projected to go as high as the 5th round and as low as priority free agent, meaning after the draft over with, I would be one of the guys who's top on the list to get a call to get invited to training camp.
And one of the things that we talked about earlier was we had Tyler Renzen on originally, and we were talking about this before the show, that if you don't get picked up in those rounds, sometimes that works to your benefit, getting picked up in free agency. And we talked a little bit about you being liking the warmer weather. Is there any place that you kind of was like, you're keeping your fingers crossed that you'd like to be at?
Obviously I would love to be home in Louisiana playing for the Saints. And Miami, I kind of fell in love with Miami since I've been down in South Florida. So either two, but I'm not a picky guy. I'm just looking for a shot. I'll get in the training camp and I'll make something happen.
You've actually had some experience going against some of the top athletes back when you were part of the All-Star Classic down in Arkansas, and you're trying to be like a nose tackle. Are you ready for that? And what are some of those guys? What kind of stories have you heard from some of those guys that are coming from larger programs? Would you say?
At first, I wasn't ready for it. I didn't like the 3-4 defense, meaning it would just be 3 interior linemen and I would be in the middle. And the next closest guy to me would be like maybe 3 to 4 yards away. So pretty much it was just me taking on a double team or a triple team every play. But, since I've gotten bigger, I went in the weight room, put on some weight, I'm able to handle it now on a regular basis. So now it doesn't bother me as much. But going against some of the guys at the All-Star game, I've never, ever pictured myself losing a battle before a football game or anything. But I kind of psyched myself out of it mentally the first day. And it showed I was nervous at the beginning of practice, but once I got warmed up to it and you know, I realized I could play with those guys, it was a whole lot better.
You know, Jay brings up a good point. A lot of times you go to the NFL and they find out that maybe there's a better position suited for you as maybe left guard or tackle, and they start moving you around. Have they talked about that at all with you, that maybe, hey, you know what, you might be better suited over here?
Yeah, actually the Chicago Bears and the Redskins, they were both talking to me about moving to the offensive line. Yeah, because I was an offensive lineman in high school. That was my position. So, I mean, they talked to me about moving, but you know, I'm a defensive guy.
Now, how do you feel about being a nice guy if you got to switch over to the other side?
I mean, like I said, I'll do anything they ask me to do, you know, to make a team. But, you know, if I can stay on the defensive side of the ball, I like to do the hitting instead of taking the hits.
So, did you ever picture yourself when you came to William Penn, and would you have this opportunity that there would be pro scouts coming after you saying, hey, we want Damon Harrison a part of our program, and we want to kind of help him. We want him to come and help develop our organization in a way. Did you ever think that was going to happen?
No, not necessarily. You know, I always told myself that, you know, it's just kind of using it as motivation, but I never actually thought it would happen. So when it did, around the time it did, you know, it was surprising to me because I didn't get a scholarship offer out of high school. So I kind of took the long road here. It was a crazy story how I got here with Coach Miller and everything, but I didn't get a scholarship offer. You know, came to William Penn, the NAIA schools, something I had never heard of in my life, and I was just playing ball. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but I'm glad it did.
Picking up off that a little bit, you know, so many of probably some of the best players in the NFL haven't always been those first-round draft picks. They've always come out of, you know, 4, 5, 6, even out of free agency. And when we're talking about kind of maybe you switching positions, do you see any weaknesses on your part that you think that you've got to beef up before you step onto a team?
Probably just my overall body strength. You know, I mean, I'm a pretty strong guy, but it's certain areas of my body that is not as strong as the other. And that's what they do a good job of, too, at the training facility in Florida. They see what area you're weak in, and they try to strengthen the area. Like, I didn't know that my right quad was drastically weaker than my left. I didn't know that. And a lot of guys not aware of that, but they work on that, try to get your body just as even as they can.
Besides the training that you've been doing to prepare for your pro day on Tuesday up in the Ames, I know it's kind of maybe a disappointment that you're not here in the Pack Center where we're sitting right now, but you're going to go up there and you're going to compete against some other possible first-round guys. So you're going to have a chance to maybe shine or maybe show those guys up. So is this going to maybe help your chances in being drafted?
Yeah, it's going to help a whole lot because if I'd have did it here at Penn, it would have been a lot of scouts here. It would have been the area scouts or the just overall scouts. But in Ames, it'll be some actual owners there and the GMs, the guys who make the decision, and they get a chance to see me firsthand as opposed to having a scout just coming with a piece of paper saying this is what he do. So, I mean, and then everybody out telling me they want to see me go up against the offensive lineman they have there, so that'll be fun.
When you go on to take on your pro day up there, I mean, take us through your typical day on there. I mean, where do you start? When do you get up? What's the routine that you go through to get prepared for that?
I think the pro day starts at 9 a.m., so I'll probably get up around 6:30, do a little stretching in the house, eat breakfast, you know, just start preparing myself mentally, have my headphones on, listen to my music, and I think me and Coach Hafner are going to take the drive down to Ames, and I hope he's not too much in the mood to talk because I have my headphones on.
So right now, I mean, what have people been saying to you so far this week since you just came back to Oskaloosa, you're back here in Iowa, and you're seeing some of your old classmates, your old teammates. What are they all saying to you as you prepare for this journey that you have in front of you?
Everybody wishing me good luck. You know, they're wishing the best for me. Everybody want to see me do good, and you know that's one thing I like about Oskaloosa. It's not one person here who I think is against me. Everybody's all for me. Because they know I'm representing the program at the end of the day, and the more attention I can bring to the school, that'll be, you know, better for them in the future. Because, you know, guys know that it's not just a regular football program being run here in Oskaloosa. They're actually producing players. So, at the end of the day, everybody enjoying what I'm doing, and you know, I'm loving it right now.
After your pro day, what's next for you? Do you go back to Florida? I mean, where can we see you when the draft comes up, and where can we watch it?
Most likely, I'll probably be here in Oskaloosa on the third day of the draft, the day I'm projected to go. I'll be here in Oskaloosa, either at home with my family or here in the Pack watching it with the guys with my family. But after the pro day, I'll more than likely go home to Louisiana for a couple of weeks, you know, just to relax and, You know, the last 4 months has just been crazy. So, you know, I just want to go home and relax for a couple of weeks and then come back to Iowa. But I won't just be relaxing and eating gumbo and crawfish, but I'll be still working out.
All right, Dan, we appreciate you being on our show and wish you the best of luck on Tuesday when you get out there on the gridiron and handle your business. Everybody at home, we'll be right back.